The news of an Alabama family facing separation due to U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, IC, targeting the father is a poignant and recurrent story that underscores the human impact of immigration enforcement policies. This situation, often playing out in mixed-status families across the country, brings into sharp focus the conflict between legal enforcement and the fundamental value of family unity. Summary and analysis. This case involves a mixed-status family, one where the parents and children may have different immigration or citizenship statuses, such as U.S. citizen children with an undocumented parent. The father, a longtime resident of the community, has been targeted by ICE, likely for arrest, detention, and subsequent deportation. The analysis of such events often points to the implementation of federal immigration laws, which do not inherently provide a pathway for undocumented parents of U.S. citizen children to avoid deportation. In states like Alabama, recent anti-immigrant legislation, like new laws passed in 2025 regarding cooperation between local law enforcement and federal agencies, can increase the risk of an undocumented individual being identified and detained by ICE. The core issue is the legal mechanism of deportation, which treats the individual as a removable alien without adequately considering the cascading impact on their U.S. citizen dependents. Reasons and consequences. Reasons for enforcement. The primary reason for the ICE action is the father's undocumented immigration status and the mandate of ICE to enforce federal immigration law. This is often driven by a policy framework prioritizing the removal of non-citizens deemed unlawfully present, regardless of their family ties or community contributions. Consequences of separation. The consequences of this separation are severe, creating a crisis on multiple levels. Emotional and psychological trauma. The U.S. citizen children face profound trauma, including anxiety, depression, and long-term psychological distress from losing a primary caregiver. This is a form of traumatizing loss that can affect their development, academic performance, and overall mental health. Economic devastation. The father is often a key, if not the sole, income earner. His removal can slash the family's income by an average of over 50%, potentially plunging them into poverty and housing insecurity. This economic shock forces painful choices, sometimes even leading U.S. citizen children to leave the country with a deported parent. Community and state impact. Deportations remove workers, entrepreneurs, and taxpayers, leading to local economic disruption. In Alabama, industries like construction and manufacturing, which rely on immigrant labor, can be negatively affected. Furthermore, the action creates a wider culture of fear in immigrant communities, discouraging individuals from seeking medical care, reporting crimes, or engaging with local services. Prediction and solutions. Prediction based on current trends and the legal landscape. Without successful legal intervention, the father will likely be detained and deported. The family will then face one of two difficult scenarios. The U.S. citizen children will remain in the U.S. under the care of a single parent or relative, dealing with long-distance separation and economic hardship, or the entire family will self-deport, leave the U.S. to remain together, resulting in the loss of U.S. citizen residents. Potential solutions. Immediate and systemic solutions are required to address the humanitarian crisis created by family separation. Legal defense and relief, pro bono, publicly funded legal representation. Providing universal access to legal counsel for individuals in deportation proceedings dramatically increases their chances of a positive outcome. Legal teams can pursue defenses like cancellation of removal or other forms of relief. Stay of removal. Filing motions to stay the deportation, arguing for humanitarian discretion based on the significant hardship to the U.S. citizen children. Policy and legislative reform. Revisiting enforcement priorities. Implementing clear policies that exempt parents of U.S. citizen children, especially long-term residents with clean records, from being enforcement priorities. Congressional action. Creating a pathway to legal status or citizenship for long-term undocumented residents. Community support. Know Your Rights initiatives, educating mixed-status families on their rights during ICE encounters, and creating family preparedness plans to designate custody and financial arrangements in case of a detention. Rapid response networks, establishing local networks to provide immediate support, verify ICE activity, and connect affected families with legal and social services. Ultimately, cases like the Alabama family highlight the need for immigration policy that balances national security and legal enforcement with economic realities and fundamental humanitarian concerns for U.S. citizen children.